What is an effective policy development? Policy and legal framework development is the first step in any planning cycle. First of all, it is good for us to keep in mind that there are different laws in the legal system. The hierarchy of domestic laws varies from country to country. The ranking of each law represents its level of legal force. For example, the highest law is the Constitution. All laws that are enacted must adhere to it. Then we have the Act or Law, which is a legislation passed by the Parliament. In some countries, there is also the Royal Decree, which is a legal rule issued by the King or Queen. And we have the Ministerial Order or Regulation. It is issued at the ministerial level to explain or implement the higher laws. What is the process to develop lifelong learning policy? For lifelong learning promotion, the policy development process should be initiated by the Department of Lifelong Learning or Non-Formal Education at the National Office. Sometimes it can be initiated by the Prime Minister or Education Minister's office, such as in Singapore or Vietnam, or can also be integrated into a range of policies produced by different ministerial departments. Create a committee at the national level to identify problems and learning needs of the target groups. Bottom-up and cross-sectoral approaches should be integrated in this process. Involve CLC facilitators or managers, district centers, provincial offices, regional offices, if there are, and key stakeholders to support the committee. They can share local data and contribute to preparation of the draft Lifelong Learning Act based on the Constitution and the National Education Act. In some countries, consultants or experts are hired to develop the draft. Then, propose the draft act to the Minister of Education, the Cabinet, and the Parliament for approval. After this, the act will be declared in the Government Gazette and become effective. Now the National Office can develop the policies and standards on lifelong learning based on the act. They can prepare strategic plan for implementation and put the act into practice. Lifelong learning approach can also be integrated into a range of policies produced by different ministerial departments. Keep in mind these aspects when you develop the policy. 1. Overall vision. Government should strive to incorporate a vision of lifelong learning into their overall national policy frameworks and, in particular, into their national education systems. 2. Appropriate level. Good lifelong learning policy should be appropriate for all concerned ministries and organizations to implement. Think about the support from relevant stakeholders and general public to increase impact of the policy. 3. Context sensitivity. The policy should address specific needs and contexts at all levels. 4. Evidence-based. To ensure that the policy responds to societal needs, it should be updated based on reliable and up-to-date information. 5. Political feasibility. A policy for lifelong learning should gather broad social consensus and involve legislative instruments and coordination mechanisms. 6. Participation and coordination. Take into account participatory process. Create dialogues with all relevant stakeholders. And lastly, 7. Resource mobilization. It is essential to establish financial incentives. Plan on innovative financing strategies to support your policy.